Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
You asked a MAGA friend for one actual Jesus teaching that the GOP fights for, and you went on. Because what we do not come after you when it comes to religion, because you know your stuff.
Thrown on. Well, this is my thing. I'm writing a book about this, but I always ask every MAGA who messes with me if they actually have a crucifix in their bio. I just say, give me this is, and you can all do this. One teaching of Jesus that MAGA fights for, one teaching of Jesus that Donald Trump has fought for legislatively, that the Republican Party has fought for in this century, chapter and verse, just one. You'll find out how little they know the Bible. They wave around like a prop. But I'm sorry, Jody, go ahead.
No, I love that you do that. I wish I knew it as well. I only went to my first communion, and that was, oh gosh, a long time ago.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sure your mom was interesting in other ways, Jody. That we can't all have ex-nuns for moms.
That's true. That is true. And my dad was the only Catholic, so I mean that was why I had to do that. So there was that. Divorced.
God was looking out
twice.
for you, you're saying.
Yeah, Dad was divorced twice as a Catholic. So there's that.
Well, you can do that. You can do that in the right conditions.
It's true. Well, he had 8 children before he met my mother, so that's not a condition that they allow that sort of thing.
Ted Kennedy was allowed to receive Eucharist before he died, too. There's dispensational things that we don't need to get into that certain people can do for the Catholic Church to say, what? No problem. Because it's all man-made crap, folks. It's man-made rules. It's got nothing to do with Jesus or God.
Very, very true. Very, 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 very true.
Catholic dogma, God bless it. It's a bunch of men in dresses deciding rules for people.
Very true.
One of the greatest things government has done in my lifetime, the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Absolutely.
And let's not forget the greatest president of the last 100 years needed a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And a time when the press would agree to not photograph the president in a wheelchair because the president didn't want to compromise. I mean, the press didn't want to compromise the president's image, as opposed to now, where anything this president does, and again, he's 81 with a stutter, folks. I fell asleep halfway through Dune. This man's 81 with a stutter, and he gets more stuff done in a day than a lesbian Scientologist. He is very, very productive. 18 appearances in 9 cities in 8 days? No, I can't do that. New Marist poll has Biden up by 2 points. So it's a good thing the polls don't matter. Am I right, folks? Yeah. But after all of this mishigas, it's still too close to call. And I'm going to remind everybody every day, these are not polls of Americans.
Right.
These are polls of people who pick up their cell phones when they don't know who the caller is.
Yep.
And people who pick up their landline phones. How many folks under 30 does that apply to?
Do the math. 0?
Yep.
Before we were back on the air, you mentioned that Carrie Lake is now speaking at the RNC.
Yep. Carrie Lake has been confirmed as a RNC speaker.
Good for her. But Governor Ron DeSantis has been said, no, you're not allowed to. That's all.
I think Nikki Haley's been told that. I think Ron DeSantis is speaking.
No.
Oh, DeSantis too? DeSantis too?
USA Today reports that plans for DeSantis to be only in the periphery of the convention. He's scheduled to participate in the Moms for Liberty panel discussion and breakfast with his state delegation.
I'm seeing stories from yesterday saying Ron DeSantis will get an RNC speaking slot after a, quote, change in schedule.
Oh, so his people complained.
Yeah.
I bet some of his delegates complained.
Yeah, change of plans. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis now poised to speak at GOP convention.
There you go. Because, as of...
Nikki Haley is not invited. That's the crazy thing.
Exactly.
Nikki Haley, the one person who should be Donald Trump's running mate. In a smart Republican Party, you're Reagan and you pull in Bush. You're JFK and you pull in LBJ. This woman was getting a third of the vote in some Republican cities in the primaries a month after she dropped out. At the very least, she was netting 25% of the Republican vote against Donald Trump. She is the only choice for a unity candidate, but they're stupid. And they want someone like Doug Burgum who makes Trump look sexy rather than someone like Nikki Haley who can help Donald Trump get more votes. And in the case of Nikki Haley, I should point out, she took all that money from all those Republicans by lying to them that she's the alternative to Trump. And now she's endorsing him and giving all of her delegates over. But the very fact that they didn't make her the running mate shows that this is about Trump's ego. They're not concerned with winning.
Oh, I agree. And the fact that when she did turn over her delegate, when she told the delegates, please vote for Donald Trump, a lot of them were like, nope, nope, not voting for him. I'm voting for Biden.
He's such an awful person. Nikki Haley has had 4 different official positions on she was against him and campaigned for Ted Cruz in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Then she supported him and worked for him. Then she was against him and ran against him. Now she's for. She's had 4 different positions on supporting Donald Trump, and the media still talks about this lady like she's a smart adult. Seriously, man, they're so awful. They're so corrosively bad. We're the majority. We just have to get the high turnout.
Right.
America, you really want France to be better at keeping fascists out than us in this century.
Thank you.
Because so far, they got a better track record.
Yeah, they do. And England as well. I mean, this is happening more and more across Europe, which is fantastic news for the West.